The room spun with laughter and the haze of too many drinks, the air thick with the scent of spilled beer and forgotten inhibitions. It was supposed to be a harmless game, truth or dare at a friend's house party, the kind where old college buddies relive their glory days. Mark sat beside his wife, Elena, his arm draped casually over her shoulder, feeling the warmth of her body against his. 10 years of marriage, 2 kids, a suburban life built on trust and routine. But when it was Elena's turn, and she chose truth after one too many shots, the question came like a dagger. What's your darkest secret? The group chuckled, expecting something light, but Elena leaned in close to Mark, her breath hot and slurred against his ear. I cheated on you, she whispered, her voice a venomous hiss meant only for him. With your best friend, Alex. For years. And I loved every second of it. The words hit like a gut punch, betrayal exploding in his chest as the room's laughter faded into a distant roar. Mark's world cracked open, humiliation burning through him as he forced a smile, pretending it was nothing, while inside, rage ignited a fire that would consume everything. Mark drove home that night in silence. Elena slumped against the passenger window, oblivious in her drunken stupor. Her confession replayed in his mind like a broken record, each syllable carving deeper into his soul. Cheated. With Alex. For years. The man he'd called his brother since high school, the one who'd stood as best man at their wedding, who'd babysat their kids. The injustice of it all festered like an open wound. How had he been so blind? The humiliation gnawed at him, picturing them together, laughing behind his back while he worked overtime to build their life. By morning, Elena claimed she didn't remember, brushing it off as drunk nonsense, but Mark knew the truth. It was the alcohol that had loosened her tongue, not invented the lie. From that moment, revenge became his anchor, the only thing keeping him from crumbling. The burden settled heavy on his shoulders, a constant weight that twisted his every thought. At work, Mark stared at his computer screen, emails blurring as fantasies of confrontation played out. He'd imagined cornering Alex, watching the fear in his eyes as Mark revealed he knew everything. But no, that was too quick, too merciful. Revenge needed to simmer, to destroy them as thoroughly as they destroyed him. He started small, gathering evidence. Late nights poring over old phone records, hiring a private investigator under the guise of business expenses. The PI delivered photos, Elena and Alex at motels, stolen lunches that stretched into afternoons. Each image fueled the fire, but it also ate away at Mark. Sleep evaded him. He'd lie awake beside Elena, her peaceful breathing a mockery of his torment. The kids noticed first. Daddy was always angry, snapping over spilled milk or forgotten homework. What's wrong, Dad? Little Sophie asked one evening, her innocent eyes piercing his facade. Mark forced a smile, but inside, guilt warred with rage. His pursuit was poisoning his family, turning him into a stranger in his own home. Emotionally intense moments came in waves, tearing him between justice and outright destruction. One night, after tucking the kids in, Mark confronted Elena in the kitchen. Tell me it's not true, he demanded, his voice low and trembling. She hesitated, then denied it again, tears welling up. For a split second, he wavered. Justice could mean divorce, exposing her, ruining her reputation. But destruction whispered louder, make her suffer, drag her through the mud. He chose the latter, slamming his fist on the counter, shattering a glass. You're lying, and I'll prove it. The argument escalated, voices rising until the kids woke crying. Elena stormed out, calling him paranoid, but Mark felt a dark satisfaction. His decisions shifted. He distanced himself from friends, isolating the family to keep his plans secret. Work suffered. He turned down a promotion that required travel, afraid to leave Elena unsupervised. The revenge shaped him into a shell, obsessive and cold. Colleagues whispered about his changed demeanor, the once jovial manager now brooding and sharp. As months turned to a year, the toll extended outward. Alex, sensing something off, tried reaching out with casual texts. Hey buddy, let's grab a beer. Mark ignored them, plotting instead. He anonymously tipped off Alex's wife, Sarah, with snippets of evidence. A burner phone photo here, an email there. When Sarah confronted Alex, their marriage imploded in a messy divorce, kids caught in the crossfire. Mark watched from afar, a grim smile on his face as Alex lost his job amid the scandal. But it wasn't enough. The burden grew heavier. Mark's health deteriorated, stress manifesting in migraines and a persistent cough. His sister, noticing his decline, pulled him aside at a family gathering. "This anger is killing you, Mark. Whatever it is, let it go." He brushed her off, but doubt flickered. Was this justice or self-destruction? No, he told himself, they deserved it. The turning point came unexpectedly during a heated argument with Elena. She broke down, admitting partial truth. It was just once a mistake. But the lie only hardened his resolve, an unexpected truth that revealed her deeper deceit, pushing him further into the abyss. No kindness here, only confirmation that revenge was the only path. He began sabotaging Elena's career, spreading rumors through mutual contacts, watching her promotion slip away. The kids suffered most. Sophie's grades dropped. Little Tommy became withdrawn. Mark saw the damage but pressed on, the revenge now a monster he couldn't control, driving him toward total annihilation. 2 years in, Mark's life was a fortress of vengeance, every brick laid with calculated malice. The burden had morphed him entirely. He was leaner, sharper, a predator in human skin. Mornings began with ritualistic reviews of his dossier, emails, recordings, even hacked social media logs from a shady online service. The revenge dictated his schedule: skip family vacations to tail Elena, ignore the kids' school events for late-night plotting. It ate away at his sanity, dreams haunted by visions of betrayal, waking him in cold sweats. Friends drifted away, labeling him unstable, but Mark didn't care. Isolation was his ally, shielding his schemes from prying eyes. Intense scenes of inner conflict plagued him daily. At a rare dinner with the kids, Sophie asked, "Why do you hate Mom?" Mark's fork froze mid-air, torn between explaining the injustice, Elena's betrayal as the root of all evil, and the destruction it would cause, shattering their innocence. He chose silence, but the moment fueled his fire. Justice demanded exposure, even if it scorched everything. Destruction won out. He began planting seeds of doubt in the children's minds, subtle comments like, "Mom's been keeping secrets." The effect was devastating. Family therapy sessions turned into battlegrounds, the therapist suggesting separation, but Mark refused, needing Elena close to twist the knife slowly. The pursuit rippled through those around him like poison. Elena's parents, once doting in-laws, grew distant as Mark fed them half-truths about her affair. They sided with him initially, but when the full venom emerged, anonymous letters detailing her indiscretions, they recoiled, begging him to stop. "You're hurting everyone," his mother-in-law pleaded over the phone. Mark hung up, unmoved. Alex, now a broken man, lost custody of his kids and spiraled into debt. Sarah, in her pain, confronted Mark. "You did this, didn't you?" He denied it coolly, but her accusation only amplified his dark thrill. The turning point arrived not with kindness, but a brutal, unexpected truth. Digging deeper, Mark uncovered Elena's journal, hidden in the attic. Entries confessing not just the affair, but how she'd manipulated him for years, faking love for stability while plotting an exit with Alex. The revelation shattered any lingering doubt. No question of peace here, only a surge of rage that solidified his path. Revenge wasn't destruction, it was necessity. Building to the climax, Mark orchestrated the confrontation. He invited Alex and Elena to a reconciliation dinner at a secluded cabin, under the pretense of clearing the air. The kids were with grandparents, oblivious. As they arrived, tension crackled. Mark revealed his evidence pile, photos, recordings, the journal, laying it out like a prosecutor's case. Elena gasped, Alex paled. "You betrayed me," Mark snarled, his voice echoing off the walls. The argument erupted, denials, accusations, Elena sobbing, Alex pleading. In the heat, Mark's plan unfolded. He'd rigged the cabin's gas line, a slow leak to simulate an accident. But as they fought, Elena lunged at him, scratching his face, screaming, "I never loved you." The words unleashed him. He struck back, the room descending into chaos. Alex tried to intervene, but Mark overpowered him, binding them with ropes prepared in advance. "You'll pay," he whispered, igniting the spark that would consume the cabin. In the aftermath, Mark escaped, watching from afar as flames engulfed the structure. Authorities ruled it arson, but with no direct evidence linking him. Alibis fabricated, trails erased, he walked free. The kids, now orphans in essence, were placed with relatives, their lives forever scarred. Mark relocated, starting anew, but the revenge's cost lingered, a hollow victory, relationships in ruins, his soul a void. Yet in that emptiness, he found a twisted peace, betrayal avenged, no regrets. The message was clear, revenge extracts a pound of flesh from all, but for the wronged, it's the only currency that balances the scales, even if it leaves you bankrupt. Moral of the story: revenge, once ignited, devours everything in its path, leaving only the ashes of justice for the one who wields it.